welcome on in for those who are here early, for those who are going to join a little later. This is just the intro if you're watching back on the live. Much appreciate you. Much appreciate love you, honestly. Grand evening, grand early evening, or grand late to those who are watching late. It's still a grand, it's still a rise. 2:22 as we start. 2:22, but we're gonna begin in 15 minutes to kind of let y'all come on in. It's 1 minute and 30 minutes into the live. Today is gonna be very interesting topics. Worlds within worlds. For those who are watching back on the line, if this is your first time finding me on your For You page, obviously this is for you. You're somebody who experienced like near death and you have visions throughout the experience and before and after. So I'm here to kind of like break it down. Welcome on in. I'm kind of here to break it down on what it is that you are seeing. You are becoming a spiritualist agent. You are observing other worlds within this world. You are recognizing like what's weird and what's out of normal, but then it becomes normal. So welcome on in. If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. I do appreciate you for all the blessings that you send me, even just by tuning in and watching, having me on your background when you are doing something. I much appreciate it. Today I kind of want to talk about like my NBE near-death experience, because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't touch on what I saw in my vision and what, or like in my experience. So I kind of want to, this is freestyle, and I don't know where today's topic's really gonna touch on, but if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. And I'm just happy that you're still here and you're still thriving to be you. A lot of us gods and goddesses tend to get lost in this 3D realm, and we forget to go back to who we are and not follow the order of the matrix, but we need to follow our own archetypes of what our beliefs are. So today's topics are going to be very, you might cry, you might be released, you might feel like all kinds of types of emotions. The thing is, I want you to get aware of you and not be afraid of you telling your story, because a lot of us, we have these thoughts, we have all of these thoughts, all of these emotions. We're not supposed to keep them in for this long. We're supposed to report back on what it is that we are seeing and feeling and experiencing in life, or outside of life in general. These knowledge that we have is nothing to be gatekept, and a lot of us been like, I want to say gatekeep in a way, or like locked up in a box because other people or other entities or other deities didn't quite accept our evolution of ourselves, of how we accomplished like so many things in our life. We should not compare ourselves to other gods and goddesses. They have their own path, just like we have our own path. So you are a spiritual agent for a reason. You are supposed to report back. If you don't believe me, I actually I made myself into this 3D realm a secret agent to have certain knowledge the way that I do. Like, you can like manifest a reality in this 3D existence by recognizing the power within you, the energies and the spirits within you. It's not always love and light in the spiritual community. It's not always like just peace and happy. Sometimes we need to express ourselves freely without judging how we talk, how we look, how we act. That does not exist in this realm. That never existed. So I don't know why, like, some of these gurus think they can just gatekeep somebody's knowledge from hidden within themselves. And I'm here to help you explore the realms within you so you don't be afraid when you go back to source or when you unlock source. Source is there to help you. Magic is there to help you. Magic is real. We as gods and goddesses are real. We are a true form in the flesh of gods and goddesses. If you're just pretending to be a god, you need to wake up and actually be a god, because not only you are stopping you, you need to stop stopping you. Like, if you have information, if you have all these downloads, all these, and you're just keeping them in your head and not sharing it with the world, then where is that energy really going? You really need to tap into your Saturn, aka Akasha records. It's the things that people don't know what the other side looks like is they're ignorant about it. They're ignorant is bliss, so let them be. But for us, we can't just hold on to this information at all, because what we experience really happened to us in physical form and in real time and in our minds. It's not a joke. It's something that you should really share your experience about, because like, what was it all for at the end of the day if we did not acknowledge the gifts or acknowledge the experience you had? Because it can be beautiful and it can also be scary at the same time when you are going through these new versions of you, wondering what's next, wondering how to elevate yourself. Just go with the moment and go with the flow, because at the end of the day, it's only you who is saving you when you go back home, when you go back to source, because there is no mythical sky daddy. It's really just you saving you, because the things that you are feeling on earth is actually what you're feeling up there when you're feeling up in the ether. Whatever's happening to you in the ether is also happening to you on earth. So if you can't get control of your mind and just tap in to the other side of you, to different versions of you, how are you going to understand the version of you now, what it's going through? How are you going to guide yourself in the next life? How are you going to guide yourself when you leave this world? A lot of us, I get it, a lot of us are afraid. We are afraid of ourselves because of how people treated us on this planet. Little did they know that they were standing next to a god themselves. When they are next to these gods, they should really treat them with respect, because we do a lot in the ether, whether we recognize it or not. Some are more woke than others. Some are able to report back way much more knowledge than others, but it's nothing to beat yourself up, because at the end of the day, you're going to experience the same type of knowledge later on in life, but it's just your own divine timing. It's up to you to unlock that Akasha records. Some of us, we can't like, not me, but I learned that having these experiences on Earth is going to help you out when you go back home. And back home is really Saturn, and that's really the ether. That's really where the dead really originates. That's where our ancestors are. And their world is pretty much broken. Like, they need us to help them fix our world back to the way it was. So when we go back home, it won't be all like hellish. It won't be all dark the way it is. But dark is also a good thing. It's where you can truly manifest your desires, manifest your reality, manifest of what you want in life when you use that dark night of you, when you tap into that esoteric of you that you don't fully understand just yet, but you're going to fully understand once you just go with the flow and let the consciousness download and let it get, like, let it understand this world, because it came from a different world than we originally was. We're not really from Earth, if you want to think about it. Our bodies, from women, our body is from Venus. From men, their body is from Mars. But our consciousness is from Saturn. Saturn holds our memories of our, like, any consciousness. If you're able to bring back all your consciousness from any past life that you had, and you can remember it today in this consciousness, you are one powerful being, because you are not only, you are creating the blueprint, you actually hold a key to other parts of yourselves with blueprints, and you can pass the torch when you need to, when you want to, and you should, because other people or other spirits, they might not understand the spiritual warfare that they are going through. They don't understand why they're going through these attacks. 1311, as we are speaking right now, I've been seeing like these like numerology numbers like all day, all week, past all month, and it's just like nonstop. But yeah, start tapping into your Akasha records. When you tap in, it's going to feel hellish at first, because that is the lower part of you that experienced the most trauma when you were that particular consciousness at that time. But you need to understand why certain things are happening to you in this lifetime, and you just need to like tap into the dark night of the soul, because there are many versions of you who went through that dark night of the soul, who has more knowledge and more information, but it's really you holding yourself back, because you're looking for validation, approval from other gods and goddesses, when you already know that you are god and goddesses. You are just in a mist right now. You are lost in Saturn. You don't know how to create what's in Saturn. Like, just think about it. Think about Saturn in a room. Like, we are in a box. Saturn's always represents a box, right? In the room that you are currently in, you can manifest anything by opening up the Akasha records through Saturn, by visualizing where you want to be within this room with your consciousness. You don't necessarily have to move in a physical space, but sometimes you end up moving in a physical space because your frequency is too big to be in a box. So you kind of want to expand more. You kind of want to try to create a planet. Only certain gods and goddesses can create a planet once they move their mind outside from a box. When you're thinking inside of a box and when you're thinking outside of a box, if it makes sense. To create a box or to create a world, you have to learn the levels of the dimensions. You have to learn the levels of dimensions of you. When you are calling yourself a god or a goddesses, you're saying that there is no limitation to creation. I create what I desire. I create what I manifest. I create by just thinking and visualizing. This vessel that we are in is just it records everything. But like, we are just here to witness what we are created. Because if I tell you, if you won't handle Saturn the way most of these spirits handle Saturn. The dead handle Saturn way more than what we can handle. But the thing is, we are inside of a body and they're not. And they're inside of a body, but they're not in of their own body. But they're trying to be inside of a body, which is trying to connect with us. You can connect with Saturn through the dead. Like, you can use the dead to help you gain knowledge and spiritual wisdom if you choose to, like, accept them for who they are, because you got to, because they accept you for who you are. But you're so afraid of them that you demonize your own self. Like, you demonize yourself a lot, and you be so scared of yourself a lot. If you just talk to the spirit within and the spirits that are around you, your life can be a lot easier. Your manifestation can come a lot easier if you choose to just accept what it is that you are trying to manifest, what it is that you have within you, the power within you. I can't keep saying you can't do this, you can't do that. That's still a form of controlling somebody's mind. It's really, I know that I'm trying to suggest you an advice, but my human consciousness is only saying you can't, but my godly consciousness is going to tell you to don't limit yourself. You can do all that it is that you can't do what somebody can't tell you to do, because it's totally up to you how you do things. So try, like, looking at it that way. There are some things I want to touch up on about my near-death experience. When I don't know, it just really dawned on me. If you know the concept of dawn, that's still another form of Saturn, aka time. This might be weird to some, this might not. Only if you have already experienced it. You're trying to find the next mission for you, the next step for you. Well, since you already experienced, like, all of this stuff, like, now is just time for you to express it, make videos, connect with people with it. People might not understand what it is that you are going through right now, or what you experience, because they have not experienced it just yet. You have to find, or you have to let the energies come to you that have experienced what you have experienced. Some people might experience something different. Some people are on a different dimension in the mind or in reality. Nobody's ever on the same dimension. We're on the same, like, I won't even say planet, because most of us are not even on the same planet. Our physical body is here, but not our minds. We're not all on the same planet. This is just a holographic version of what planet we are really on, in a way, if it makes sense. It's all of the dimensions we are experiencing within the mind projecting out. This is just a byproduct world. You can actually go into the dream world and manifest a product that you want to have out in the real world. But trying to get it for free, that's totally up to the gravity. Like, it's totally up to your universe, how you can get it and how it comes to you. It's totally up to your mind and everything else. And it all falls into place when you recognize consciousness awakening instead of the ego. But during this near-death experience, when I was in this realm, I didn't know at the time that I was in Saturn. It wasn't until later, until I started to do research, that I was there. I realized there was these avatar-looking beings, literally like the avatar from the movies. I was one of the blue avatars in my form, but I was gray at first. But I was a little child at the time that I experienced being there. They put my consciousness in my 5-year-old earthly body, but she was one of the avatars. And when I first arrived there, I remember being on a spaceship. That's why I keep telling y'all the story about the spaceship from my other lives. If you've been watching from this long, if you haven't, go check them out. I explain me being on the spaceship and what I experienced on that spaceship. And that was during my abduction story. So I arrived from that spaceship on Saturn. Saturn didn't really necessarily look like Saturn today. It had like a futuristic almost type of look. I was at a beach and I was greeted by my spiritual team, my spiritual family. And again, we was all in our avatar body, like literally like from the movie. And I think ever since then, they came out with Avatar, which is weird. I feel like they got that memory for me. Like Avatar was my memory and a bunch of other people's memories within it. So if you can remember being in Avatar when you watched that movie, that is real. We was actually there once upon a time. We're still there. It's just we're not physically there. We're physically there in the mind, but we're trying to bring this body that we are in that physical realm. We just need to let go of this body and ascend from what it is that we're ascending from this life in order to get there. But during the time that I arrived, my spirit family, they was on a beach and everybody was playing with, like, I guess volleyball or something, and I was greeted by an ex-husband. I want to say he felt like an ex-husband because he said my name and then he said babe, and I was like, I remember specifically telling him don't call me babe. He looked like the god Enki, but he was bald. So he was bald and blue. So I remember specifically calling him Enki. I was like, don't I know you? You look very familiar to me. He was like, yeah, you've been here multiple times, many times before. You are just awakening, being you. So, yeah, I remember exploring. We had like a whole fun day at that time. And remind you, this was on Saturn. This was... A lot of people experience whatever they're experiencing in their consciousness during the moment of death. So this is what I was experiencing during my moment of death. But after that, I was in a room full of other entities and deities. We was riding on like a carousel, kind of like the one how Shadow was riding with Wednesday on American Gods. It was kind of like that, but we was in a much darker room, and then for some reason we teleported into like Atlantis or something like that. And Atlantis, this particular Atlantis, was underneath the water. It was, I think it was after the flood happened, I do have memories of how the flood happened because we had a war with the Sumerians and Lumerians, and then they came to Atlantis. They was trying to get a crystal from a child that created the crystal. It was This crystal was able to light up a whole civilization. It was able to last a civilization for a very long time, and I believe that they tried to recreate this crystal, which I believe they still have it. Like they physically have this crystal, and I remember the wars like between the Sumerians and the Lumerians because I was one of the I want to say I was a princess or like a queen of Atlantis because I remember having a king on the side and always being at his command. He had like two children. The two children been guiding me this whole entire time, and I've been haunted by them a lot lately, but more than lately, it's all my life really. And they've been keeping me safe from like these spiritual attacks, and I owe them a lot of credit because without them or my ancestors, I would not truly be here today. Like y'all have no clue that I would not be here today if it wasn't for me tapping in and just accepting my gifts. I didn't accept my gift until later on in life, until I feel like, okay, I needed proof to see if this was real, and the gifts we have are pretty much real. So, like during the Atlantis, during this time, we was underneath water, and every time I would go into this memory, I would see these two children. It would be a boy and it would be a girl. One of them looks like Drake's son, which is very weird. And his name is Adonis, and I'm like, really, Drake? Really? Gonna name your son Adonis? And they would take me to rooms, and in each room we would experience a world. So we had a house where we could experience different realms within it. Like one realm would have hell, one realm would have earth, one realm would have like different types of other realms. And these children, especially the boy, I forget his name. I know he tells me all the time, but in this lifetime he wants me to call him Elijah. But I'm like, okay, Elijah, I will call you that, exactly that. And so he took me to the cave story, which I told you about the cave story. He was the one who showed me my other past life of the cave story. He was like, look, Mom, this is your past life. I was so weirded out by him calling me Mom. I was like, why is this little boy calling me Mom all the time? And I found it cute and adorable, but I was freaked out about it. So we explored the cave. We went inside. So there's a whole story about the cave. I'm not gonna get into details about it, but that's where I met the magician and the other husband. I was just seeing in my past life, within my past life, I was able to access consciousness within consciousness, and I was like, I don't know how, but oh yeah, before I get into that, like after all that experience, I learned the way for me to like open up this world. My ancestors brought me to a graveyard, and it was a church on the side. I and then I don't know why they chose that particular spot, but it was like it was the sky was always like you could see the Milky Way, like in this particular realm where my ancestors are, and that's where I kind of like do all my like spiritual magic learning, like learning stuff, like witchcraft and stuff. and because my grandmother is like teaching me that stuff. So but nobody on earth can tell me like why she was into that stuff. So but I'm like, okay. But anyway, so I remember entering inside of this church. I could see what my siblings on earth that I am with now, I could see what they went through all their life. And I could, like, till this day, I can see how they dressed. They was about like 6 or 7 years old, 9 or 13 years old, around those age. And I remember them, they was always fighting and getting in trouble. And my grandmother was just showing me their life, like, every time, every day. And and then when I told my brother about it, he was like pretty shocked about how I knew a particular timeline that he had it experienced. He was like, "How did you know about that?" I said, "Well, Grandma showed me." He was like, "Well, yeah, she probably did show you," and I really believe he believed me because I told him some things that happened to him that he regrets. Um, because he will always like tell me afterwards too. Like he used to call some lady a bitch or something like that. And he remembered he got his first ass whooping. And I told him I knew about it, I saw it, and he said that it fucked him up that day. I was like, oh, damn, yeah. And I remember seeing my ancestors standing by a tree while they was there at that church. But I wasn't born at the time. This is way before my time. I would, like, remind you, I'm born in 1995, so I'm 29 now, so this was, like, even before my time. And I don't know how I'm still able to, like, see these certain things, you know? So, so ever since, like, the church graveyard thing, that's where I would meet up in the astral world. Like, this place is divinely protected. Like, even though I destroyed it, but I built it back up, it's still divinely protected. Like, in so many ways you can't even imagine. And like every time I will go inside of this church, like I'll see like all of my ancestors or feel or song, and I will see myself in a particular dress that my grandmother likes, and I don't know why she likes me in this dress. It's it's a pinkish pearl looking dress, like with flowers on it, and it's like puffy towards the end. And I'm wearing like white heels with those like little stockings, like those white church stockings, you know what I mean? And I have like a little purse on my side, and I always gotta dress like that before entering their world. I'm like, Grandma, can I change? And she's like, no, this is the only way I can enter if I dress that way. I was like, okay. But now that I remember, like, this church is kind of like the same church that Kanye West put in his music video. If you know which one I'm talking about, then you know which one I'm talking about. Even he has the memories, and I'm like, how did he get that church from the ether? Because when I saw that concert and I saw that church, I was like, what the hell? That's too close to home. And it was very strange, very weird to see that like actually be pulled out from the ether. So like if you don't, I'm not gonna keep saying if and don't do this, do that. Hold on to the well, let go of certain things, but hold on to what makes you you in this realm, because you're more powerful when you are you. because when you are transitioning into the next realm, you're gonna need those skills that you are learning from this lifetime into the next lifetime. You know what I mean? Because there are other entities and what we call demons, and we can't really keep demonizing these spirits because they're gonna forever stay in those positions that they are in. So we have to imagine them in a better light. That's what we are here for, to help them elevate, since we are elevated ourselves. But we tend to forget sometimes when we're stuck in a boat sailing somewhere or trying to get somewhere. So just start remembering like where you come from, and just imagine, ask spirit questions, because like in the next life, wherever you are sending to, is gonna help you in that next world. You won't get as stuck and lost as you did in this world. This world is supposed to just bring you back to source, not get you lost from source, or not get you stuck in their matrix or in a system. I don't know where we get the idea that we have to put our bodies in a system or our minds in a system. It does not operate that way. Our mind does not belong in a system. It really doesn't. We create the system. So like these beings on Saturn, like if you're wondering why you're in a spiritual warfare, that's why. It's because of the beings on Saturn. They're taking up your energy. They're using you like a battery pack. And in order for you to beat them and stay alive in this game, consciously and physically, is you rising up to who you are and being the most authentic version of yourself, and passing all the optical illusions, all the stupidity, all the stupid shit that's happening on Earth. You can, it's like a byproduct, bypass it. If they're looking at you as a byproduct or like shit like that, do the same with the Matrix. Look at it, it's like, okay, like, you know, like you have to understand, like when you're observing other worlds, you're not supposed to keep it in. It's nothing for you to keep. I'm realizing that now, because like you could have really helped somebody out during that time you was experiencing that exact moment. And I'm saying this to myself too, because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, but I am a hypocrite. At least I can acknowledge that I am. Acknowledging what you are is also a shifting in consciousness. Is you brushing it off and saying you're not this and that, or you don't do this and that. That's not really shifting consciousness. That's just shooting up, or that's just like, you're not even shooting up consciousness, because then that would mean you're ascending. You're just descending the consciousness. You're putting it underneath the rug, or putting it in a closet or whatever. And we need to recognize when consciousness is aware. When consciousness is aware, like if you think about it, are we really going to be here for a very long time or a very short time? And if we don't ascend now, it's going to be harder for us to ascend when we transition. It's going to be a lot more harder when we don't transcend or ascend. Because like the things that they do on Saturn and hell, or if you want to call it purgatory, is much worse than what people are, how they're treating you on Earth. It's going to be 10 times way more, because you need to pass all of this shit. It's all of illusion to your subconscious to be you. It's you programming the matrix through your subconscious. If you want a better reality, program your subconscious first. Program your energy first before you even can make a decision on what it is you desire in reality. Because, like, we think, oh, just by thinking and doing is two different things. If you can think and do at the same time, obviously you are manifesting. You can't just wait on something to hand you something. You have to go make it. You have to be the creator. You have to be you. Like, these celebrities, when they are showing you how they created their world through you, you should really try to follow or try to like create a blueprint of their examples to get to where you need to go. A lot of people or a lot of celebrities, when they first arrived, they was going through their dark night of the soul. They was going through a spiritual awakening before we even knew spiritual awakening. We decided what to call it, what they was going through when we was watching their evolution. This whole entire time, we could have made our own evolution, our own reality. Like, time is never wasted. Time is always regenerated. So don't never feel like you lost time. You didn't accomplish enough. You still got time. If you're telling yourself you don't got time, that is totally up to you. That's you telling you that. But just remember, you are speaking to your subconscious when you are talking into ego. You are stopping the spirit from having its own evolution. Spirit has its own evolution versus the body. The body is just a vessel for the spirit to move around and to do what it does. Our ego, what it is, it needs to just shut the fuck up and just sit back and observe and watch. If we're gonna criticize ourselves and criticize others, we need to give advice. There's one thing criticizing someone and not give advice. Otherwise, you're just projecting and hating. Why have all that energy towards somebody you don't know when you can create your own reality? And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. Make sure you send me some donations to my Cash App at thefollowerlavender. I much appreciate it if you do. It's also down in the link below. Follow my Tumblr as well. I post. I'm gonna post like personal stuff, so. And then you will know when I go live as well if you follow my Tumblr page. It's also in the community tab. Like, if you don't control your mind in the way you see reality now, just think about what they're gonna do to you when you go to the other world. You think you can handle the other world the next round? Hi, welcome on in. Welcome. Glad you can join, fam. Make sure you hit that like button. I much appreciate love you. But you really think you can handle the next world? If you think you can't handle this? Thank you. Much appreciate love it. But you have to handle your mind. You have to handle these tricks that are around you. It's nothing but tricks. You are tricking yourself. You are projecting the negativity that you think of yourself into the people around you, and you can't pass it. I'm one of those people too. At first, I didn't recognize I was doing it until I got control of my thoughts and how I think of myself. I tell myself, I don't think this way. I don't. Why is somebody telling me this? Or whatever the case may be. Reprogram yourself. Only you know yourself. I can't reprogram you. I can guide you and help you how to reprogram yourself. Meditation, shadow work, hypnotize yourself if you need to. Because, like, you are not going to be able to handle the next world or any world if you cannot handle this world first. If you cannot handle what you already are now. Not what you're about to become, not what you want to become. Handle you now so that you can become what you want to become. So you can ascend. It took me years to understand how to ascend. What's really, how do you know if you truly ascend? Is when you don't feel like that old consciousness anymore, when you feel like you don't doubt anymore, when you feel like you don't need approval from anybody anymore, when your head is in the clear, when your mind is in the clear, it ascends. But if the universe is taking you back to a particular time and place that you have not learned just yet, or if you did learn, the universe is trying to test you on how many ways can you answer that problem, how can you solve that problem in many ways. And if you don't get it right the first time, it's just going to keep spitting out the same over and over until you get it right. And it's going to become a time loop. You're going to get stuck in a loop if you don't choose to battle out or think differently than you did before when you had the same problem. Your ancestors are there for a reason. Your spirit is there for a reason. Your consciousness is there for a reason. So fucking use it. Why are you afraid of you? Why are you afraid of your gifts? We all come from trauma. We all come from pain. Everybody comes from pain. We shouldn't compare our pain to other people. Oh, it's not more, it's not less. It's you are putting somebody in a loop to keep wanting to explore so they can have some type of approval to you. I know what it's like to be like that. Because like every time I would talk to my brother or anybody about my problems, they would be like, oh, I went way worse than that. Instead of just helping or giving me advice on how I can move forward from this situation, they are setting me back if they don't give you any type of advice. You are your own spiritual advisor. Ask spirit. Talk to spirit. Spirit knows. Spirit knows way more than what the ego knows. The ego is going to try to do anything and everything to manipulate its way out of its own situation. That's why we end up going back to Saturn. That's why we end up going back to the lessons. Yes, mental illness is a struggle. It's a fucking struggle. But don't sit there and don't sit there and transmute that energy into somebody else when you are coming to somebody's problems or like wanting to hear. It's okay to listen. It's okay to tell your story. But don't sit there and just like dump all of that shit onto somebody, because I'm a fucking sponge. Like, I can feel every little fucking thing. I might not say it at the time. I'm just gonna go with the flow so that that person can be invalidated to what they're going through. But it's up to you how you rise. If you just listen to spirit. Spirit is very important. Consciousness is very important. Having awareness is very important, because not a lot of people have sympathy. And I'm very worried where humanity is going. Very, very worried. Because when I told my family about my problems, they didn't give one shit about me. They didn't give one shit about it. They called me all kinds of names, said I was a bitch, said I was this and that, the third. But I told them, if this happened to your daughters, would you say the same thing? But the only one person that really cared about me was my niece, and she had sympathy. She always had sympathy. So she's gonna make it to the next round where she's gonna go. The other people, I really don't know. Everybody is... You have to come into your knowing. You have to come to what it is that you know. You know what you know. You can't change reality, but once you can remove yourself from that reality if you don't want to stay. If you don't have nobody to go somewhere and to be, I understand, because I'm in that same boat, because it's hard to escape if you don't have nowhere to go. You have to ask Spirit how to move you. Spirit knows where to move you. Spirit is clever. Like, don't judge yourself so harshly because you don't have this, or you want this, you want that. It's gonna come in due time when you are in a better place where you need to be. Like, I know. Your spirit is gonna know when something happens. Your spirit is gonna know something before it even happens. And if you're choosing to ignore what's about to happen to you, then odds are you are willing to accept that this is, alright, I'm gonna go into the battle. I'm gonna go into the pit. That's your subconscious programming you, or your ego programming your subconscious to go through this battle. A lot of times we can't pick and choose our battles because of how people are to us, how they treat us. We're just different. We're gifted. They're not. They might have all the materialistic things in the world that we do not have, that we wish we could provide for ourselves. But at the end of the day, is anybody truly happy with what they want or what they have? No. They do not have the love or the spirit within them. So they try to find people like you and me to recycle off the energy and take. You shouldn't attach yourself to anything or to anybody. That's creating a soul contract with attaching. Even with materialistic things, don't never attach yourself to anything. You're putting your soul inside of another thing or another person. Have a contract with spirit. Love spirit first. Love spirit that way. Spirit wants to be loved that way too. You can do that on your own. Because when I'm telling you, when you go back home, when you go to Saturday, these entities there, they give two shits about what they're gonna do to you, about how you feel, what they're gonna do to you. If you don't get your mental and aligned with your spirit, if you don't get your subconscious in line with spirit, the things you are suffering on earth or wanting or keep desiring, you are going to experience the same thing on Saturn or wherever it is you're going to go. So if you don't know how to detach yourself, learn from somebody who knows how to detach. I can easily let all of this shit go, and I don't need it because I didn't create it. It's not my creation. I manifested, yes, but it's not my. I didn't use my hands. I didn't use my mind to like, okay, all I simply did was take what I envisioned and just transmute it to somebody else so they can create it. But that's still considered like, I guess, I don't know, consider like you being a creator of your own world in a way. But this was just like part two. I mean, part one of my experience. There's like a lot of. It's a lot of details. It's too much to even like for me to. Like, I'm still processing what I went through. And I'm still like going back into my records and trying to like bring this to life for others to understand that like spiritual warfare is real. You are not crazy. People are really going after your energy. And now that you are aware, it's time for you to access you again by protecting yourself. You are a spiritual agent. You are like a time traveler. Did anybody see that? Never mind. But you just have to believe in you 10 times harder when nobody else believes in you. It's better said than done because you're surrounded with the people who told you you can't be this or be that. I'm surrounded by those people every day, but I still continue to do what I do, even though I'm not really seeing much progress the way I want to when I hadn't envisioned me being up here, because like I didn't envision myself losing all that I had. Maybe it was for the best, because if I didn't go on those paths, I would not have met some of y'all today or come across y'all timeline. No, spirituality comes on whenever it wants to. You can't control it. You're not supposed to. You can't. You know what you know, and you're supposed to do something about it. You're just choosing not to do anything about it. If you're choosing not to do anything about it, then you need to like not like set yourself back. Not to hold anything back, because fear is man-based. We are gods and goddesses. If you're still in fear, you are not a god or a goddess. I'm sorry. If you're still fearing and not coming to yourself, you are not a god or goddess. A god and goddess is unapologetic as fuck and don't give a fuck about what nobody thinks of them or what they think of themselves. They're still gonna continue to rise and do what it is that they gotta do in life. That is a true god and goddess. They create. I'm not gonna, I don't wanna, no. Be a fucking god. Be a goddess. Like, why limit yourself? You're only allowing the people around you to win. You're only allowing the low vibrational to rise up even more when they don't even know who and what they are. Some do, but they still continue to do what they do because that's how they get energy. That's how they get power. Hi, welcome on in. I'm gonna come live a little later. I might change my time. I see what time y'all wanna come on. How about 4 o'clock? Is 4 o'clock okay? 4 or 5? Because then that'll give you like more time during the day anyway. Hold on. But I have like a little candle over here, if you can see the smoke. I'm like trying to block it out. Today is manifestation day. It's been past week. I've been doing my manifestation work. That's why I want y'all to go on my not my Twitter, but my Tumblr. I don't even have a Twitter. My Tumblr, cause I'm gonna start posting like the rituals, or I might do Patreon. I don't know. And see like what I do with my rituals and stuff, and yeah. But everything is in the tab or in the community tab, so if you want to check it out. I just recently created a page. I was like, I kind of want to expand more. It's all about expanding your consciousness and your knowledge. Make sure you gotta hit that like button. I much appreciate it if you do. It will show me that I'm on the right path. Do you believe in I think well, I don't even know. I don't even know how to answer that, to be honest. You can. Yeah, spirit don't know. Like that's why I want y'all to go to my Tumblr, or like I might create like a Patreon, or I can show you what you can use, or I can show you how to use certain things to protect yourself. Like we think sage is a way to protect ourselves. No, sage is to invite a spirit in. I invite spirits in within me, but they also like help. I mean, sage does work here and there, but it also invites people, or it also invites spirits in. So I use it to help invite like my ancestors, and then they protect me. But there's multiple ways to protect yourself, like Florida water, uh, polycynthios, if I'm saying that correctly, crystals. This is like one of my main crystals that I use, which is Saturn and pyrite. And I got a bunch of crystals, but like these I use to help me on a daily, every day. I keep with me, I keep around me. Keeping crystals around you also helps raise up vibrations and also protection. And if you're trying to like warn off evil, like you can put like a horseshoe on your door inside of your room, or outside of your home. You can put like a horseshoe. It warns off evil spirits, and yeah. Oh, doing the little egg thing where you like get an egg and then you rub it all over yourself. It's called like an egg reading. Like you rub it all over yourself, and then you get a bowl, like a white bowl. You can get uh, some vinegar, and you can get oregano. And then once you crack the egg open, you can read it. If the egg yolk is going up, like I don't know how to say it. If it's separated, then that means there's like entities and um, spirits around you, or like deities around you, and you can put oregano inside of it to break the curse away if you feel like something is attacking you. Having rosemary around, um, having light candles, or taking sound baths can help protect you or raise up your vibration. I do it all the time. what it is, what I do, I'll take a candle, I will go light in my bathroom, and I'll take a shower in dark, and I will use a sound bath. Like I'll put my headphones in and just hear it through my headphones and take a sound bath, or you can just have it loud. It also bases up the vibration around you as well. So also having like frequencies like around your house. I play angel numbers all the time. I mean not angel numbers, but angel frequencies all the time. And yeah, and that also helped with like the negativity that's going inside of your mind. And also just playing it at nighttime or before bed helps you have a clear mind or to warn off evil. But yeah. Um, I don't know. It was gonna be some more stuff that I wanted to say, but I think I'm gonna make that a separate. Uh, must appreciate love the support. Must appreciate love it. I gotta tell myself start saying appreciate love because you're appreciating something. So I'm putting appreciate, and then love behind it. If it makes sense. The It was some other stuff. I'm gonna start doing astrology lives videos. So stay tuned for those, cause it's gonna it's gonna be some good vibes. But I'm trying to like separate my contents from what I know, so it can so you can like help. I guess so it can help you. I don't know. Just navigate the information better. If you want to like separate the videos, put them into clips, or if you're sharing them on your channel, I don't mind. But yeah, but I'm gonna do that. I don't know when I'm doing the astrology videos yet. I'm just really waiting on whenever we decide we are ready. Whenever we decide. Because I've been studying like hell of a lot lately. Literally hell of a lot. I went. Let me stop. I went to hell and just go study astrology. Okay. Okay, consciousness. Be like, alright. That's how we think. But I can. If y'all have any questions, just feel free to ask. Just my phone is off right now, so I have no way of paying it. So if you would like to help donate, I must appreciate love it. It will help me stay connected with you, and I like to hear from y'all, honestly. But I hate these commercials. But sorry, I played something in my background and it's commercial coming on. But yeah. How can you awaken your subconscious? Um, just give it time to waken up itself. It's gonna wake up when it wants to, but you can also feed your subconscious with positivity. Just keep it positive until it wakens. And yeah, like I said, by meditating and all of that, that really helps. And shadow work, like you can find shadow prompts like questions to ask your spirit what bothers you and how you can transmute energy and all that stuff on Pinterest. But if you need me to give you some prompts, I can. I don't mind helping because I have a whole bunch of books where I did a whole bunch of shadow work, and I'm still doing shadow work every day. Remember, it's a process of healing because we're healing every day. So you're not gonna heal overnight. You're learning every day, and how you apply knowledge to wisdom, it's totally up to you. So I can, like, I can't say I'm your programmer. I can't even program your subconscious. Only you can program you. I can only give it suggestions on what you can do, because then that's still trying to control somebody's mind, they think, and how they think. But man, my player won't be like on point. Shit. 3:33. I know. I've been seeing them all day, all day, all last week, all month long. Do you have an email address? I do have an email address. Can you? Well, I guess I can give it out. I don't like giving out my email address, but I'm gonna give it out. Let me just write it down in the comment section. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it in a tab if it helps you. Hold on. Why did I do the Cardi B? Okay. Alright. Myesha Thomas, MYESHIATHOMAS 95@gmail.com. It's also, I also just like posted in the comment section, so feel free to message me. My phone number is down below, but it's gonna be off soon, so I won't have no way to contact people. So if you want to help out with my donation, I must appreciate it. It don't have to be much. It can be enough, because like my phone bill is not that much. Until I'm able to get a job soon. I'm looking. Trust me, I am. But I'm trying to look for a job where it don't take away my time from y'all. I still want to be able to come up here and not be exhausted. So, yeah. But feel free to email me if you like. Only way I can contact you, or my Tumblr page. You can message me there. Oh, that's wonderful. I wish I could like afford going to crystal shops and shit, because I really want to get more crystals and set up my altar more. Because I threw away my the god I was worshiping. I was like, fuck you, which was arrows. I threw them away. I was like, nope, because he caused a lot of pain in my life. He really did. But I'm trying to. It's one day at a time, I guess. For those that are just coming on in, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button. And if you are new, welcome to the channel. I must appreciate you. Honestly, everybody's much loved. Unconditionally. But I might get off for a minute. Are there any more questions? So, do you believe in God? Sorry for asking. Which God? The Sky Daddy God? The one that's supposed to be our savior? The Neo-looking one? Or aka you want to be a Neo? No offense to those who do believe in him. I'm spiritual, so I say that for a reason. But I still do read the Bible, but I don't read the Bible in the way other people read it. I use it for like to gain more knowledge. But there's some how I decode the Bible is a little bit different. But do I believe in God? I believe in God in me. I believe this goddess, yes. But that Sky Daddy, he owes me 10 million. I don't worship no deities. I worship myself. And that's why I'm getting ready to get an altar, because I'm gonna make myself an altar. I stopped doing all that. Yeah, that's why I read the Bible for too, for historical purposes, and I'd be like, okay, but I don't use it to control me or like to control my mind or some shit. I kind of use it to help me understand the subconscious mind a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay. So like, your question is, do I believe in Sky Daddy? No. He can, no. I'm not giving him no credit. I believe in me. Because when I told him, when I disconnected myself from him, I had to figure out how to protect myself, and I did. So what would you worship on the altar? Like I said, myself. I'm going to make myself an altar. Literally. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the first one to do it. Pretty sure. I don't know. It's totally up to it's totally up to source, to the divine. But I do believe in something outside of me, but I believe in me more than what's outside of me. It's just another version of me that I believe. So I still believe in me at the end of the day. So what about life after death? Oh yeah, I totally believe life after death. I believe in the dead. If that makes sense. The dead, if I'm gonna be honest, the dead know how to live more than the living does. If we just take the time and allow the dead to guide us to where we need to be, I'm pretty sure we will have a much better life than what we're having now. Because, like, the dead know way more than what we know. But then again, we're more powerful. But no disrespect, but respect to them also. So, it's like, give credit where it's due and also give credit for yourself, because at the end of the day, you are waking up, you are putting food on the table, you are doing this and that, the third for yourself. It's not some magical Sky Daddy coming down and just putting, hey, I got you something. Because, like, if you pray to him, like, I'm gonna make a whole separate video on that. Do you associate the dead with evil? Define what is evil. What's evil to you might not be evil to me, because it's all energy to me. Nothing is evil when it comes to the creator of you, because then at the end of the day, you are demonizing your own energy. It's you in a different parallel universe. It's you in a different dimension. You have to get to know you. But I won't say he's not real, because I did see a form of him before. But I just... Oh my god. Shut up, commercial. Sorry. The commercial gets on my nerves. But, yeah, it's totally... I'm not telling you what you can and can't believe. It's your beliefs. I have no control. I'm not the government. Why would I want to control your beliefs? Nah, I'm not the government. I don't want to be a problem. I want to be a solution. I don't even want to be a solution. That's too much. Nor the problem. That's too much on me. I'd rather for you to just be happy and free from choices that, that you're okay with making in life. God, I don't like these commercials. But yeah. And I don't know why YouTube puts ads on my channel. Like, I'm not making no money off of it. So I'm not even monetized. So whoever is making money off of me, you owe me 10 million. Yes, you want to be ascended to the solution. That's the correct way I'm looking for. That's correct term that I was looking for. You want to be ascended from the solution, not be the solution or the problem. You just want to ascend from it. So that way, when you go to the next world, you know how to ascend from a situation and not become the problem nor the solution. Remember, you are a multiple dimensional being, aka spirit. So be dimensional, be multiple, multiply your energy, multiply your consciousness. So, what about the way we live our lives? Do you believe it's based on the what? Oh, 10 Commandments in the Bible? That's totally for you to decide. Like, however your spirit answered that, that's your answer, because I can't even begin how to answer that. There's a theory that 10 Commandments are based on the 42 laws of Maya. I kind of believe that. I kind of see that now. Like, it's iffy. That's why I say, you gotta do the research for yourself, because, I'm, I'm not the government. But I can see it, like, how you see it that way. Like, yes and no, if it makes sense. Not everybody follows that law. Not everybody understands that law. It's like a split. Like, some are over here with the 10 Commandments, and then some are over here with something totally different. And I don't want to piss people off. Because, I don't want to give out the wrong answer. But, yeah. Man, I want some chicken nuggets. I'm so random at times. I'm sorry, y'all. I can be random. Anybody want to donate for me to get some chicken nuggets? It's only like $5 at Wendy's. I really want some chicken nuggets. But shout out to the birthdays and Geminis. The last day of Gemini season. What's your take on UFOs? They're real, but they're not the UFOs that we see in the movies. They're much darker. They're just another version of us in a different world, in a different universe. And we are attracting them here through what we are experiencing on Earth. And they're just observing and learning from us. It's not what you're gonna think when aliens do arrive more and be among us, which they already are. Like, we encounter them every day and we don't recognize. Some of us do, because we are tapped in and we can see behind a veil or see behind a mask. Like, they're not evil. Well, they are, but then they're not. It's only evil if you make them evil. Are we alive? I mean, are we all? Um, yes, we are. But I call it something else. Like, it's all the same thing. It's just it's source. If it makes sense. Like, we are the universe. We are just little. We're not little, but like Our spirit is not of this body. Like, it does not look like this body. It is light. And I've seen that light so many times, but this matrix, it's so man based on taking over our mind. It distracts us from spirit. So we gotta put ourselves back to spirit. You gotta understand that we're not all just holy, right? We're also dark beings too. Like, it's for a reason. Everything that we do in our reality is for a reason. It's just we gotta put our mind and our subconscious mind to it. Why are they like putting certain agendas out for us to believe or to, I don't know, become? And it's all form of control. But like, at the same time, if you don't allow it to control you, you can become the things that you are seeing because it's a part of you. It's not against you. It's a part of you. The government wants us to have it against us, to be fear of ourselves and the things of nature and the Father and ourselves. We are God and the image of God. But it's like, no. If it makes sense. What's your take on the universe? How was it formed? Spirit showed me that it started out just like an empty space, and then when I was traveling in space, like astral projecting it, like through its time lapse, you can do that in the mind, but it's so hard for me to explain how you can do that. I think what I did was I just aligned all the chakras within me through all the planets, and the planets was speaking back to me on how they was created, and then they started putting pictures in my mind of how they was created. So it was like literally like how they say it, like with moving rocks, and then it was like a big bang, like an explosion when consciousness said let there be light, and it actually became light. And it showed me like how each part of the universe, how the stars was created, how it exploded, how the planets were created, and it's a beautiful experience once you tap in and just allow your imagination, allow your spirit to be free and explore. Like, you can see a lot of things. But my thing on how the universe like really made it was through consciousness. Like, it took all of us to create everything that we are seeing now. So I believe that we subconsciously created the universe and we just don't know it yet. And we just, like, you have to believe it to know it. Yes, there are other lives on planets. Yes, they are. Like, trust me, they are. We talk to them every day. We just think it's different. Like, we think, I don't know. Because, like, if you think about it, why do we have all these hauntings in certain buildings? Or, like, why are we haunted? It's because the other parts of ourselves and these planets are talking to us. It's energy talking back. So we're going to sound crazy to most. Yes, the past, present, and the future all exist all at once. So who's to say if we really are in the future? Who's to say if we really are in the past? Like that, it's just energy. It does not have a time point. It's a particular place that we are in, that we call our dimension in. So okay, 2024, we can call that in the future, but like, is that really the future, or can we call that the past, present, and future? So it's totally like up to you how you look at it. If that makes sense. I don't know. Damn, I've been on here for an hour. 2 hours. I swear time does not feel like 2 hours. How is it 3:35 already? How? Saturn, what'd you do with my time? Cause like time been going fast all day. And yesterday. And the day before. So time don't really exist. If it's going like that. Because I guess we're all subconsciously evolving. We're all like upgrading in this way. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I must appreciate it. So if they exist on the same trend, can we go back and change the past? Yes, you can go back and change the past. You can change by how you reacted to the past, but you can't change the physical past, if that's what you're saying. You can change how you look at certain things, then the past really did change, because it's how you're viewing it. That's also another form of time traveling. When you are looking at a situation different than it was before. That's you changing the currency of that moment of how you react. There was a lot of moments where I reacted horribly, but then I programmed my mind to think differently of the situation. I didn't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. It's just that I just changed my view on how I looked at things so I don't suffer. It's just, I'll do it back to you. It's just like, it's how you look at the outcome at the end. Is it gonna benefit you if you change the past, or is it gonna make you stuck because you chose not to like look at it differently? Like I know we have our moments where we don't want to look at it no other way than what we're seeing. I would never want to change something at all. Like I would keep it the way it is, because when you wake up, when you finally wake up from the illusion, from your subconscious that it was you all along, it's you reprogramming the future. It's you stepping into a different version of you, it's you telling yourself, this is what I want to be now, that's what I was back then, but don't let it affect your present moment, but be who you are in the present moment so you can be who you want to become in your future, if it makes sense. Be something that you wish somebody else would tell you to become, or I don't know. It's so hard to put this shit. But yeah. I mean, every time y'all give me hearts, I'm gonna do this. Like, best way I can do it. Must appreciate, love it. See, that's support right there. Like, you showing me love and unconditional love, it makes me feel more open to be myself and to not feel judged for like wanting to receive love and to give love. Like I might feel a little awkward about it, but I'm like, I still accept it because it's love, it's energy. Because nobody does that around my reality. Trust me, they really don't. They don't show sympathy to me. They don't show like love and compassion. So I don't really see that around my reality. So that's why I say it's kind of weird. But I show love and sympathy towards myself, because that's all you need sometimes. You know what I mean? So much love to you. If I did it correctly. I call myself Aphrodite Venus for a reason, so I can give unconditional love. You are enough, and you are your own deity. I mean, and oh my god, I can't read. Nothing can take that away from you. Same to you. Same to you. Same to you. I tell you that all the time. You are loved by you. You are loved by many. What about the other sex? Does one have to be prepared with someone on the same realm? Um, in a way, I want to say yes, because like if you are already ascended, like sometimes we attract negativity when we are already ascended. Uh, the reason why we're put in that person's life is to help them ascend, because there's somewhere on our natal chart too. We're supposed to do something to help them ascend. So if we're trying to look for somebody who's already on your level, what it is, the universe is going to give you somebody who's not on your level to become on your level. So that way you can understand like the value of love, the value of unity, of oneness. So everybody can subconsciously ascend and not leave behind. But there you can attract somebody who is on your level. It just takes time. Like I've been looking for somebody same way. Like I'm on that same journey, just looking for somebody who's on my level or like above me, who can teach me something that I don't know or something different, and we can learn from each other. And instead of just putting ourselves in a toxic environment or a toxic situation, I've been in so many toxic relationships to the point it's not even funny. Like I had to learn to ascend from all of that, and it's still a process of just to ascend. You being aware that you want somebody on your level, the universe is gonna send somebody on your level. So that's why I say be mindful of what you're doing to yourself and your subconscious, because you might bring a nightmare version of yourself out that you not even prepared to battle for, and you wondering why this person is acting this way towards you is because how you're acting on the inside towards yourself. You might not say it verbally towards that person, but the universe is always watching, and it's gonna catch up eventually. So it takes time to have that whole enlightenment or soulmate, that twin flame type of vibe. Like it will come in time, especially when you keep seeing all these signs that it's coming. You just have to be patient enough to let them ascend on their own time. Because sometimes they might still be going through the dark night of the soul. You don't want to catch them at the bad moment. But if you like them going through the dark night of the soul, hey, there's something for you to learn through them, and then something for them to learn through you. If that makes sense. People who have not healed themselves tend to project their pain onto others. The way people look at the world is a reflection of how they see themselves. Yes, I see that all the time, and I try to help those who are in pain to see, like, you don't have to be so ugly towards somebody who's already enlightenment or in knowing of themselves. You can get there too one day. It just takes time on how you heal and process your situation. Like I hate when people tell me that's not how I would act or do things in a situation. There's one thing giving advice to somebody and criticizing somebody, because like sometimes I can't tell the difference when somebody is trying to give me advice, because I'm around a lot of toxic people who always put criticism before advice. So if you give advice first before my criticism, then I'll take it to my own acknowledgement and not look at it as a projection, or not look at it you as projecting me. It's more you helping me to learn about myself, because at the end of the day, I do accept all projections, but I'm not going to live out those projections because it's something that's already been lived. So I'm going to ascend from those projections, and I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to even think twice of going back, being that version of me when I didn't even like that version of me, or when. But I'm learning to learn that I need that part of me if we're going back home to deal with these demons, because that part of me could be saving me, like, in that realm into the next life. So I don't let go of everything from the ego. I just tell ego to transmute itself, to transmute the anger and energy into passion. And how do you do that? Well, it's simple, really. Just find time to create that passion, to create that alignment for you. Your darkness will save you. Yes, your darkness will definitely save you. Because you can't be too overly nice, and you can't be too mean. And you have to learn how to balance out your darkness and light. And then in that next world, it's going to help you to save you and save other people. Even in this world, like, you're supposed to, once you wake up, once you're in the knowing, once you're in now, create it. Create a blueprint. Share it. That's what YouTube is for. YouTube is like a literally universal tool for all of us to share our experience and not hold these thoughts in the way that we do. Damn, this is like the longest live I ever had, or I ever been on. But yeah, but once you learn the process that it's your energy, like, we're here to learn how to, like, use the element of our energy here. And like, once you get your mind under control, and once you get, then reality tends to be a little different. It doesn't always be the same every day. You have a choice to do something different every day. There was time before my awakening, I will always ask my spirit question, like, why am I doing the same shit every day? It's not fulfilling my purpose. I'm just waking up, getting up, doing things for other people and not of myself. What is going to make you happy at the end of the day? You have to learn how to fulfill your purpose, because spirit and the ego and the body are like separate things. So you have to allow spirit to, like, be its own creation, what it's meant to create for. We are not meant to be stuck in a box. I hate being in a room, like, but without this room, I would not know myself. But then again, I hate it. Like, I like being outdoors. I like to expand my mind. When I am outdoors, I'm like a kid again. I use my inner child, and it refreshes your mind to see how far you become within yourself, because you don't allow certain things to belittle you. You don't allow anything to irritate you, because, like, this world will do that to you. So start ascending from things that are irritating you. Let it not irritate you. Like, if you're allowing things to bother you, pretend that it's not bothering you. What about different types of colors? How can they associate with our being? For instance, white is good, black or dark colors are considered bad. Black is not bad. Like, dark is not bad. Dark is matter, because then you're saying yourself subconsciously, I don't matter. And you come from matter. You come from darkness. You have to accept how all colors come in, because you created the colors. Somebody might look at passion as green, or somebody might look at passion as red or blue. It's totally up to your perspective of how you look at these colors. It's based off what type of chakras are you operating from, and what pinpoint are you from in reality or in your spirit, uh, spiritual journey. So nothing is really good or bad. It's just energy. How you look at it, it's good and bad, but it's not good and bad, if it makes sense. Because it's all just energy. At the end of the day, it's what we create. But any more questions? Before I get ready to get off, it's like 4:09. I swear it was supposed to be like some type of big shift today. I felt it yesterday. But then I felt it again this morning. I don't know what I saw, to be honest. I don't know what I saw. Let's appreciate love it. The heart. But yeah. If y'all like today's live, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure, if you're new, subscribe. I come on every day when I feel like it. It's no Pacific time when I come on, so make sure you have that notification on and be ready for the next coming up lives. Remember, you are a spiritual time traveler. I don't know how I put the title, but yeah. You're a spiritual agent, time traveling agent. So ascend already, so you can be awakened. You already know what you know. Just wake up. Can I not go? Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna knock. Hold on. I'm gonna knock. I knock on your acorn so you can waken up. But until then, it's always love and light. So I appreciate love you for all the support that you send or do. And yeah, I will see you next time on my next live. Have a good day.